F40 Nerdigans. This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. And this is my adorable little kitty, Sino Asikiri. And today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Moriarty the Patriot, The Remains, Chapter 1. So before we get into this, let us just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored, if you love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking, so me and the adorable kitty, look at him. He's just too cute. Look, can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below. So, I'm really excited for this because this is a midquel, obviously, that takes place between, from what I know, takes place right after the fall, in the duel with Sherlock and William. So this will be very, very, very interesting. And yes, this is going to hold us off until, of course, part 2 comes out of the main series. Anyways, let's get to this chapter, see what's in store for us today. I love this art. I do. There's the bros. There they are. My kitty is being silly. The bloodstained remnants of the Lord of Crime era. A canon played by fingers on opened keys. Yes. And this chapter is titled Play of the Lord of Crime Act Part 1. Ooh, a visit to... So this is 3 years later. So after a visit to Durham after 3 years. Welcome to Durham. Are you here for sightseeing? Oh, no, my elder brother has just gotten engaged, so we're here to look at some properties. Oh, that's wonderful. Where are you headed? To the former Moriarty family villa, please. That is William. If that is not William disguised as a woman, I will be very shooketh. That has to be him. Well, I hate to say it, but I think it'd be better if you gave up on that mansion. After all the fuss from the Lord of Crime's true identity being revealed in the papers, this town became sort of famous, you know. There was a time when I was just ferrying visitors non-stop. The reason they came to Durham with the mysterious fiancé is... Durham is a nice place, all right? But if you want a quiet life, you're better off choosing another town. We've arrived, sir. Of course. People are assholes. Because the house was vandalized and it says Devil's House Murder up in there. And it says, fuck you too. Fuck you. They call it the Devil's House. Horrible, isn't it? Hoodlums and the victims' families have paid visits, as you could see, and gone wild doing as they please. Motherfucker, do they know what their family members did? Like, seriously, I have to ask. Do they know? If they're hoodlums, then probably yes. And they probably were well, obviously they weren't participating in it. They probably knew. And they were probably okay with it. Like, that's what you're telling me when you do this stupid shit. Fucking idiots, I swear. Do you have the keys, sir? Yes, we borrowed it. Borrowed from the mayor's been looking after the place. Obviously the mayor's not looking after the place if these hoodlums are doing this shit. Failure as a mayor. Then I'll return with the carriage in 2 hours' time. It's all clear now, Nissan. Yeah, see? As I thought, bending your knees for a long time is really tiring. That is some phrasing. That is some phrasing. Though we hadn't lived here very long, it's likely some of the townsfolk still remember our faces. Moreover, to the public, Will is supposed to have lost his life after his duel with Sherlock. Mr. Moran made a fuss about it, too. Can't go with you because I have another mission today. So you disguise yourself properly, you hear? Indeed. Above all, we shouldn't inconvenience the town of Durham any more than we already have. The inside's a mess, too. Yeah, we were right to furnish the place with secondhand furniture, huh? Yeah. Well, you wanted to look for something, right? You should get a move on, seriously. Luce and I will go look around the rooms and see if there's anything we could bring back. Got it. Let's see. How nostalgic. William Nissan's room, it's full of books related to his university lectures. Albert Nissan spent most of his time in our main residence in London, so he didn't have many daily necessities here. Looks like the expensive stuff's been stolen. Yeah, of course it has. And my room, with almost nothing in it, I had nothing but William back then. There are no mementos for me. Here. Mementos, that's right! Inside the backboard of this bookcase are some records. Woo! Some records I'd secretly kept in my favorite cases. Ah! Sneaky. Come in. Ooh. Sorry, William, for calling so late. Ooh. It says here Lewis is supposed to be behind in, Lewis is supposed to be in this panel behind Moran. Okay. Sorry for bothering you. That's all right. More importantly, let's hear what you have to say. About that. At a pub I've been going to lately, there's a girl named Marie, and she's recently got engaged to someone of a higher status. She was in tears about how she needed a dowry for the marriage, and I wanted to help her out of it, but the sum is fairly large. So I came to ask if I could borrow it from you. It's around 100 pounds. Ooh, that's a big sum. By the way, when you were caught cheating, were your opponent's cards open? No, he accused me of cheating right after I showed mine, so his cards hadn't been revealed. Wait, huh? How did you know that? It was obvious. Firstly, from how you called upon me this late at night, and one might think that there's an emergency. But from the way you acted earlier, as if you didn't want Lewis to overhear, I could see that as far as possible, this was something you wanted to keep a secret from the others. However, the way you spoke about the 100 pounds was genuinely urgent, so your need for it was probably real. Of course it was a fucking gambling debt. In other words, you got into some kind of trouble earlier tonight and needed money. This is an intensely personal matter. Speaking of trouble at night, in your case, it almost certainly has to do with the West End pub. You still have a stench of cheap alcohol on you. Fuck around, you idiot. Then what kind of trouble would occur at a pub? Let's see. Again, considering your personality, it'll have to do with either women or gambling. I first considered the former, but I found the very idea of you preparing a large sum of money for a woman difficult to believe. As far as I am aware, Moran, you know how to get along with women. Even if you did shoulder a lady's wedding expenses, you wouldn't have any reason to be running about raising money at this hour. Hence, all that earlier was a rather flimsy lie. In that case, the only explanation left would be the one concerning cards. But if you had merely lost a game, then you would have only forfeited the money you had with you, and there would be no need for that 100 pounds. Therefore, something must have happened to make you obliged to prepare that sum. That's the most plausible explanation, is that tonight your usual tricks have finally been exposed. All right, that's enough. As you said, I've been caught cheating. There was a lot of negotiation after that, and now I need to raise this whole sum I've cheated them out of thus far. Sorry for telling such a dumb lie. You fucker! Oh! Don't worry about it, though. I guess I'm a little surprised that you agreed to pay up so readily. Seriously! Why did you do that? Well, I got what I deserved in the end. For now, though, I think I deserve a pat on the back for not beating him up on the spot. I'll sell the money myself somehow. Hold on, Moran. I'd like to hear more about that. No, William, I get why you're surprised I'm willingly coughing up the money. If I'd been my usual self, I would have been the first to go after that winging bastard. Sore loser. But tonight I felt I should display some maturity for once. Anyway, resorting to violence for everything is just barbaric, like what you've... Woo! No, not about that. I mean, how you were caught cheating? Huh? This is by no means something to be proud of, but it's common knowledge that among us, your skill at cheating is second to none. What surprised me was the fact that you've been discovered. Oh, was it Sherlock that was there? Hence, I was curious to know what situation you found yourself in, and that's what I was trying to ask. Exactly, that's right. Actually, I was trying to see if you would reach that conclusion. Liar. What's important is not that I didn't beat up that guy, but rather how my tricks got exposed. Once again, I'm proud to be working with you. Right, thank you. So you can just forget what I said earlier about how I felt like showing maturity. I get it, so... Let's get back to the topic, shall we? Tell me, what happened earlier tonight? Honestly, it's not much of a story, though. A full house. Looks like the house is on my side. Now hold your horses. Oh, it wasn't Sherlock. Hey, you. You're cheating, aren't you? What grounds do you have? Oh, no! Well, would you look at that? He's right. There were cards in there. They were purposely scuffed to make him look like just like the ones used here. You're one thorough bastard. Hey, did you really cheat? No, I'm sorry about that. It was just a little joke. Quit playing around. No wonder you won so many times. God damn it. I thought it was Sherlock, but damn this bastard. If anything, I'm impressed no one picked up on this till now. Oi, you played a despicable trick at a sacred arena, so how are you going to make up for this? How? How? Of course you should return everything you won in today's match. Yeah, you ripped all of us off. All right. Seeing how experienced he was, he's probably been cheating for a long time, and if that's true, it means he's been fleecing these guys all this while. That's right. Don't think I'll just be satisfied with today's portion. Give us back all the money you've stolen till now. He took 100 pounds and all. Wait, what? You shouldn't be no, that should be enough. Just shut up. You gotta be shitting me. Just because I cheated today doesn't mean I've been doing it all this time. Do you really think such a lame argument would work? As Johnson said, that experience of yours is the evidence. Here, do it. There's no evidence of this. With that money I have right now, I can't pay them back. In that case, the quickest option would be to beat them up and get the hell out of here. But if I agree to pay up, then this guy will probably try to extort some reward for having uncovered my cheating. My cheat. He had likely set those two on me with that in mind. It irks me to be underestimated by this bastard. Hold on. If you really insist, then I have an idea. I can assure you that this is the only time I've cheated, but you both insist that's not the case. At this rate, our argument will never be resolved. Huh? As I said, your experience with that trick's the proof. That's not physical evidence. Exactly. I practiced hard on my own. It's also possible that this is the first time I've used this trick, and it just happened to be during today's match as well. By no means can that reason, the reason that I'm familiar with the trick be the only evidence used to prove that I've always been cheating, don't you think? Ooh, he's got you there. So let's think about this another way. Why not prove that I'm a poor player if I don't cheat? In other words, let's play one more game fair and square. If I win, it'll show that my skill up to this point has been the real deal. On the contrary, if I lose, it'll be indisputable proof that I've been winning by cheating all this while. I see, you may have a point, right? And if I lose, I'll pay that £100 too. In that case, let's get right to it. Well, that's what I wanted to say, but give me some time to prepare the money first. I've already lost all I had on me tonight anyway. Also, I'll play either of you one-on-one. No complaints there, right? Hold your horses. You're excluding me as a potential opponent, aren't you? Johnson, was it? This is the first time we met, I think. You're practically a stranger. Why is there a need for you to join in? Exactly. It's like, what the fuck? You're talking about me like, cheating these guys out of money. This got nothing to do with you. Could it be that you're still thinking of cheating even after you said you played fair and square? Of course not. I just thought it made sense to play another match with these two. Nope, that's not true. And as proof of that, you're quaking in your boots right now. You just don't want to face me again since I saw right through you today. It's not like that. What the hell are you talking about? In that case, you shouldn't have any issue with me playing against you in their stead. Oi, hold on. He said it before. You have nothing to do with this. Exactly. Go the fuck away. Exactly. We'll get our money back ourselves. Yeah, let them fight their own battles. Quit being I get what they're thinking. They're like, dude, we ain't bitches. Let's get our own money back. In the first place, if I hadn't seen through this trick, his tricks, he'd have kept fleecing you both for a long time. You should be grateful, not criticizing me. Dude, you're patronizing them now. I'll give you guys a small cut if I win, so just be patient, you twits. All right, decide. I'll take on this cheating bastard. The game will be tomorrow night, and it'll be poker. The winner gets 100 pounds. No objections there, right? Since when did the £100 turn into the winner's reward instead of the amount to be repaid? Oi, those rules, you'll get a huge sum if you win, but I'll get nothing even if I win. Quit yammering. Just be thankful you'll be cleared of suspicion. Well, you're just a shitty bastard who can't win without cowardly tricks. Ooh, I've always made it a rule not to play anyone twice, but this time's different. Come tomorrow, I'll make sure to give you your comeuppance for tonight. Ooh. Just like that, with an excellent hand, I orchestrated the situation in the pub and set up a rematch with him. I don't know if this is true or not. You had a strangely triumphant attitude earlier, Mr. Moran, but in short, you were frustrated that you've been caught cheating and now you're plotting your revenge, yes? You were hot-tempered as always, and your methods were also somewhat underhanded. To begin with. It was obvious that your cheating this time was going to be exposed. No, that's seeing it in a negative light. I responded maturely rather than taking the easy way out. That is true. Plus my gift for words skillfully brought about the rematch. You should be praising these instead. But you had no plan to obtain that huge sum of money in one night and ended up slinking here to borrow it from William, yes? That was, well, unintentional, or rather a careless mistake. By the way, why are you drinking so elegantly over there? Even I'm refraining from doing that in this delicate atmosphere. I wouldn't say this is elegant, Colonel. Your tricks were exposed. If this had been an important mission, such a silly mistake would certainly be intolerable. I was anguishing over the fact that William will have to restrict you to the simplest of missions from now on. Damn you! Really, Mr. Moran, that quick temper is a fault of yours. Fred, since you also travel the streets at night, do take care not to get involved in gambling too easily. Indeed, this incident shall serve as a lesson to me. Hey, don't take the liberty of turning people's stories into lessons. Why not? That's kind of a good idea. This man, Johnson, was it the first time you met him? Let's see. Yeah, but for a long time I've been hearing rumors around the West End that some bloke who's strangely good at cards had appeared. I see. Then I have another question for you, Moran. What do you think was the cause of your being discovered? I was more drunk than usual. I got carried away in front of the women. I was so familiar with my methods that I got careless. There would be no end to it if I listed them out one by one, but the point is that I've been a damn fool tonight. Even so, as I said earlier, you're basically an expert at cheating. Therefore, no matter how simple your tricks were, it would have been impossible for a regular person to discover them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? There were two possible conclusions they could draw about Johnson. One, he simply had extraordinary powers of observation. That was the most plausible explanation, but if that were the case, Johnson should have pointed out his cheating the moment Moran had swapped his cards with the ones hidden up his glove. There was no reason to wait until Moran had opened his cards before making the accusation. Then, the other possibility was that Johnson had also been cheating. Oh, we going cocky curry up in here, huh? Certainly, it would have felt strange that Moran had obtained such a strong hand right at the final critical match, though one couldn't rule out the possibility that he had simply been lucky. And yet Johnson had accused him of cheating with utter conviction. That meant something had tipped him off that Moran's hand had been contrived. Right, Kitties? Yeah, Kitty knows. In all likelihood, the secret that had allowed Johnson to expose him had been... Kitty, be quiet. So what trick did your opponent use? Kitty knows, right, Kitty? Sam, come here. Yeah, Zeno knows the trick. I had a few theories, but I couldn't prove the strongest one on the spot back then, since he vanished while I was chasing him. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Kitty. That said, just by listening to my story, you managed to deduce that far ahead. It's because you made sure to cover all the key points. Even though you were drunk, it was just like you to recall the situation in such fine detail. Oi, it doesn't feel like you're complimenting me right now, you know. Really so, Mr. Moran. Seeing as you were completely done in for once, that fact hasn't changed. Or, well, if you cut out that part, the part that started all of this, then I suppose that's true. Right, Keith? Right.
You said the rematch would be a game of poker. I suppose both of you will be given the same number of chips and keep playing until one side loses all of theirs. And Miki, we're being so fussy. Let's see. Or perhaps after a certain number of rounds, the side with more chips will be declared the winner. It'll probably be either one of these. What do you think? Chances are it'll be similar to what you said, but from what I saw, this uses his brain a fair bit. He might just set up an unusual match. I see. Got it. Well then, let's make the necessary preparations for this game, shall we? Well, you need the help. Oh my god. You need the help of MI6? Really? We won't be needing such large-scale preparations, Sovereign Nissan. Like, really? However, Fred, I would be grateful for your help. Of course. Nissan, this is Mr. Moran's personal problem. You don't have to go out of your way to help him. It's as he said, William, this is my fight. Also, what was it? This is also part of my plan to reform this country from its shopping and entertainment district. Were you going to say something like that? Far from it. This is a personal affair that has nothing to do with our work. However, I do sometimes get the urge to let loose a little. So this is really just a way for me to pass the time. That sheer audacity to call a game with so much money at stake a mere boredom buster. I suppose that's true. You must be tired from working day after day. In that case, please enjoy yourself to your heart's content, Nissan. Although, do take care not to drink too much. Thank you, though. There's no need to worry. This is just a lark. The next night. Tonight's the revenge match for that guy's cheating. Which side are you on? He's here. Dude, Moran looks so badass. Evening, and here I was thinking you'd run away with your tail between your legs. Unfortunately, I rather like this pub. So you brought the money. Yeah, well, there's someone I want to introduce. What? And who are they? The blonde one is Willie. As for the chap beside him, we met along the street earlier. I don't know his name. Pleasure to meet you. I'm an old friend of his, but a simple man who likes gambling. Please feel free to call me Willie, but first allow me to express my deepest apologies for the enormous trouble he has caused all of you. You're a noble. You wanted 100 pounds, but it was downright impossible for me to get that sum on my own, so I approached this guy to borrow it. As we were talking, he became interested in the poker betting here. No matter how much I argued, he wouldn't listen, so I had no choice but to bring him here. It's as he said, and I'm truly honored to be here. I've been rude and selfish, and for that, I sincerely apologize, but if it is amenable to you, since I'm here to pay on his behalf, may I join your match as well? All right, Mr. Willie, you may join. However, Mr. Willie, I'm a poor man who's lived in these parts my entire life. Naturally, unlike you, a noble, I've never had a proper education. In other words, it's a fact that you have an advantage in terms of brains here, seeing as you were able to study properly since you were a lad. No, I'm afraid you greatly overestimate me. It's true that I received a broad education at university, but surely academic grades and the like have nothing to do with the sort of wisdom employed in gambling. That is very true. Really? In our usual games, if you can calculate the chances of getting the card you want, your odds of winning will be much better. So supposing you had specialized in mathematics at university, there'd be some chance of you being able to do that, right? I see. Since I just publicly announced that I've been to university, it's inevitable that such suspicions will arise. Truly, out of the mouth comes evil. I love it so much. Well then, we'll have to set a condition to make this a fair fight. Indeed, and what will that be? It's simple. We'll play a game where differences in brain power don't matter. So what I'm suggesting is a game that will be decided in a single round. Literally a one-shot round of poker. What? A single round? Then the best part of poker, the tactics with the chips will be all but plenty gone. Yeah. I also find it a pity that we'll miss out on that fun, but it's a necessary measure against this nobleman here. Well, hear me out first. Also, the game will be Hold'em poker. As I said before, that would allow him to count cards. So we'll need a game that's more predictable. Hold on, last night you clearly said we'd be playing poker. Are you just going to ignore that? Of course not. You'll form hands in exactly the same way as poker. Dude, this is so kakiguri. Fucking is. But there's a slight difference in the rules. Watch. In Hold'em, each person is dealt 2 cards, but in this game it'll be 5. After that, you'll be given just one chance to swap as many cards as you like. Then we'll compete based on our final hands. This is rather interesting. This variation of poker is known as closed poker. In Hold'em, players use 5 community cards and their own 2 cards to form their hand. In contrast, closed poker involves players forming their hand using only their own cards naturally. It now becomes more difficult to predict your opponent's hands. A game where it is difficult to discern the cards your opponents are holding, and the outcome is decided in a single round. Certainly these rules would restrict players' leeway to employ any tactics. Therefore, they would only be able to count on their own luck. It wasn't clear whether Johnson had thought of this plan in advance, but now after observing William's behavior following his sudden arrival, Johnson had suggested this type of game. He definitely wasn't your run-of-the-mill ruffian. Oi, you came here to gamble like we always do, right? So you don't have to go along with such weird rules. This'll sound cold, but will the great nobleman simply go back on his word? Well, that's fine. After all, if people find out you amuse yourself at sea pubs like this, and even lost a huge sum of money to some ruffian, it won't be long before you become a laughingstock of society. Oh, that was his plan, huh? For now, young master? Mr. Johnson, from what I gather, you intended to challenge my companion one-on-one tonight, yet I have been most discourteous by barging into your game so hastily. Even so, you have planned such an unconventional game for my benefit, I simply cannot thank you enough. This must appear a little unrefined, but within this bag is within this bag is 100 pounds worth of coins. Please take this as my entry fee and add it to the winner's reward. That is to say, including my companion's contribution, the prize will be a total of 200 pounds. Shall we? I accept the rules. Yeah, the one-shot game on which more than 4 million yen has been staked begins. Ooh. Dude, this is insane. I love William so much. I love this manga. I'm really glad that this is a midquel. I'm very happy. Because we already had the story in the US. And I think when the manga comes back, the main manga comes back, I think we're going to be getting more we're going to get more content on what went down in the US maybe. But here, I think this is content that we all wanted. Like, we wanted to know what the fuck happened after the whole thing with Sherlock. But hell, I want to see more of what happened on Sherlock's side of things, like 3 months after that. Give me that, too. Give me that in a separate manga or light novel. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys saw of this chapter. I'm really stoked to see what we're going to get from this. Oh, I am. This is going to be good shit. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Moriarty the Patriot content. Few ways you can do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That is in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.